Oh yeah, man. It's Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally doesn't work. You know it's the offseason. Today, the Dallas Cowboys are back on the field for Phase 3 of OTAs. Dak Prescott, our quarterback, will be out there doing most things, not everything, but he says, and I quote, that if he had to play a game today, he'd be ready to go. So I'm ecstatic about that. Now, let me kill the music here. You know what? I'm going to let it run a little bit more because it's got a funky beat. Because you know what? I am happy. I am happy because from time to time, things happen and it justifies the work that you're doing. Because see, it's actually, I owe all of you a thank you. I owe you a thank you because we have gone over 25 million views on this channel. 25 million in a little over 2 years. So give yourself a hand. Thank you all so much. I'll have more on that later on. And there goes the music. I have to bring back the dumbass comment of the day. Yesterday, I ended up putting out a video talking about Julio Jones because I knew that was going to be going around. And what I try and do is I try and bring you the news or what's going to happen before other ones. And I can't break news because I'm not their star. I'm not saying I'm Mike Fisher and things who's there and can see if somebody gets hurt or somebody looks great at practice. That it's an afterthought. But I do have some connections and people that do kind of give me some heads up on some things. I have been the first on some different issues out there, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying, we all have a role to play. But yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Yesterday, I had a person, when I did a video about Julio Jones wearing Dallas Cowboys gear. And I talked about it being satire, so to speak, because I said what happens whenever a named player is out there, immediately people go to, that's going to be a Dallas Cowboy. You skip. And it'll be talking about. So I ended up doing this, and I've been doing this for a while now. I'll say the Dallas Cowboys should trade for such and such because that's what people are going to say. And then I'll go through and say, it's not going to happen. It's great to talk about. It gives us something during the offseason and so on. And people who've watched some of those 25 million views understand that. But I had this person, Gary Barnett. I've never seen him before, and maybe he's new here. Y'all need to quit sitting around thinking up ridiculous trade scenarios trying to bump up your ratings with BS. Come on, man. Be better than that. Julio carries a walking cane nowadays. I agree that, it's a ridiculous trade scenario. That's what I said yesterday. Because here's what, let me go to it. Hold on. This was what I said. If he's not ready, that Dan Quinn sure seems to be getting a lot of love in Dallas. A lot more love and publicity than Mike McCarthy. You would almost think that Dan Quinn was the head coach in Dallas. And with that, of course, he has a relationship with Julio Jones. With that, I still look at this and say, no. Receiver is still our strength. Now, I'm surprised that I haven't seen comments yet that say, these are the fantasy football people that'll say, oh, let's trade Michael Gallup for Julio Jones, man. Just straight up trade. That'll work for both teams. Atlanta will get rid of that high salary and all that. They'll get a young guy and blah, blah. Hey, okay, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Just not. I think Dallas likes where they are. Okay, so that's what I said. It's not going to happen. It doesn't make sense, okay? And that others would start talking about that. So, lo and behold, like my foreshadowing, Skip Bayless reacts to Julio Jones to the Cowboys is possible.
From the Falcons actively looking to trading Julio Jones to only listening to offers for the star wide receiver. Now, this photo of Julio wearing a Cowboys sweatshirt was tweeted out, and rumors are flying around Cowboy Nation that the all-pro receiver could be headed to Dallas. Shannon, did you see Jerry Jones trading for Julio?
No. Jerry don't like to give up assets. Because he could have traded up and got Kyle Pitts. I don't see it happening, Skip. And for me, I don't understand why the Falcons are so intent on trading him. I understand they're scrapped against the cap. But for me, it seems to me their best course of action moving forward, Skip, would be to extend Julio and just try to outscore anybody. Because I don't see how their defense has gotten exponentially better where they're going to be able to stop people. And the problem that they had last year, they're going to run into again this year. At least if you have Julio, Kyle Pitts, and Calvin Ridley.
I'm sorry. I should have actually, I don't want to rot your brain.
Alabama product. Gallup, who is in his final year of his rookie contract at a mere $2.4 million. So why wouldn't you offer Michael Gallup for Julio Jones? Because Atlanta just wants to move on, and because he's been hurt. He's starting to be...
Okay, back to now. Let me go forward to later in the show. Boom.
We call? Okay, we are calling. We're calling.
They're calling Julio Jones.
You watching Julio?
I really hope he answers here.
Julio, have the guts to pick up the phone.
What's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
Julio.
Hold on. Let me put you on. Can you hear me?
I got you. This is your favorite uncle. What's going on, bro?
Man, nothing much. About to go meet up with my brother. What's happening with you?
Man, look. You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You
He's
out
out. He's out of there.
Are you going to... Ideally, where would you like to go?
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go to, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
Man, listen, come on, man. You already know I know.
Okay.
Can you remind him we're on television
Ask
right
him
now?
why he wore the Dallas.
Listen. You know how people is, man, with all that going on with the picture?
Yeah.
And all that stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, I ain't never been on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Ain't never
That's
been
good
on
enough. Julio, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling me back. We on air, but I appreciate you calling me, dog. You know I know my nephew was going to pick up.
Oh yeah, nah. Yeah, I ain't going to Dallas, man. I never thought about going to Dallas.
Okay, I appreciate that, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, so back to what I was doing yesterday and the dumbass comment of the day. Julio Jones ain't coming to the Cowboys, and we hear that Atlanta is looking for a #1 pick. Now, I know people will say, "Oh man, but Julio Jones." Julio Jones, has been a great receiver, but the last couple of years, his numbers have been steadily kind of going downhill. He's 32. It doesn't make any sense for the Cowboys to give up a #1. If they were willing to give up a #1, then what they should have been doing would have been trying to draft Kyle Pitts. They didn't do that. So you don't turn around and say, we're not going to trade up to get Kyle Pitts. We're instead going to take a 32-year-old wide receiver and give up a #1. It's just bullcrap. But you see how you have been manipulated and bamboozled and led astray by the talking heads. And, of course, the reason I put that video out yesterday with the title that it had was because I knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. Just remember one thing.
I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots. And you better pay me the respect that I gave your brother, or we're gonna have a problem. A bad one. Now get the fuck out of here.
Hope you guys tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll have a recap of day #1 of OTA's #3. And you know the deal. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Oh, yeah.
And the only thing else I got to say is,
how about them Cowboys?